first thing in the morning. This is September. I got a lot on my plate, a lot of work to do. I don't know where to start, from the garden to the watermelons to the pond to the banana plants to planting to fertilizing. But anyways, this video here is about, I'm going to transplant a couple plants I just got. I got a brand new Namwa, and I'm going to go ahead and upsize it to a larger pot. That's the first thing that needs to be done over here, because it's probably root bound in there. And then I got a Dwarf Cavendish over here, and I'm going to go ahead and transplant that all as well. I notice on the bottom, a good sign is you got roots coming out here. See it right there? Got roots coming out right here, and you got roots coming out right there, right here. Sorry about that, hard to see the screen in that position. So that's a good sign that you need to upsize your pot. Now these could go right into the ground. I don't have time because I'm planting, I'm making beds for my banana plants right now, and we've been having rain, so I'm kind of waiting for things to dry out a little bit. And as I'm waiting for things to dry out, I've got other chores to do around here, and of course making a couple videos. So right now the best thing for me to do is upsize, and when I upsize, I'm going to change the soil, and I'm going to use my horse manure over here, and then I'm going to go ahead and fertilize with compost tea that I make out of Mexican sunflower and comfrey Bakken 14. And right away these are going to start, the roots are going to start to expand, and probably in a week or so or two, whenever I get the chance over there, I will plant these in the ground. So with that said, let me get started. Okay, I wanted to position the camera where I get a little closer. So anyway, you can see the pot size difference right over here. So then you can all see the difference in the height. So first thing I'm going to do is take a scoop or two, level it out. That's horse manure. And now I could judge by this, it's the top of the shovel, and that right there is the top of the shovel. Let me go another scoop. Okay, so here's the top of the shovel, there's the top of the shovel. I should be fine. So let me go ahead and take this out of the pot. Okay, as you can see, the roots are right here, and I really want the roots to expand. No need to really break up the roots. I just want them to know that it's time for them to go ahead and expand a little bit. So without breaking them, I'm just kind of going around and loosening up a little bit of them. Right here, just like that. And I want to plant it right there. So let me move some soil. Okay, I do it just a little bit lower than the top, so when it's done, I got some room for some chips and some water. Okay, so that's in there like that. So now, what I'm going to go ahead and do is put some compost, in my case, manure, all the way around it, making sure it gets in on the sides, because that's where I want it to go. All the way down and on the sides. Don't want to really cover up the top much. Okay, now I'm going to push down, try to get the air out with my fist, and I'm going to level it off up here just like that. Take out the excess. Okay, that one is transplanted. Now, same thing with this one right here, the Cavendish. I'm going to go ahead and take a couple scoops of manure, just like this. Gonna level it off. Let me measure. That's about the shovel. That's about the shovel there. Take a little bit out, push it up on the sides. I'm making a little hole in here for the root ball to go down. So let me go ahead and pull this out. Take a couple weeds off of the top. And you can kind of see with this one here too, the roots, it was time for it. Definitely time for it to be in a new pot. Not too bad. The roots look good. It's just time. The roots look healthy. It doesn't look, when you look at the roots here, when you look at the roots from a nursery, you want to make sure that right over here that there's no nematode sides, no clumps. So these roots look nice and healthy. So here I am. I'm going to put it in the pot. Add just a little bit more on the bottom there. Okay, that looks pretty good. Okay, so now I'm going to take some manure right over here. This is aged and composted manure. So let me go ahead and push it on down. Take off some excess all the way around. Okay, here's the second one. Now I'm going to label them so I know that this one is here and this one is here, so I don't get them mixed up. So here you go. My Namwah is over here and my Dwarf Cavendish is over here. Now I'm going to go ahead and mulch the top of it and add some water and compost tea. So with that said, let's go over there to the water. Okay, so since I like to be 100% organic when I can, I planted these in horse manure, and I'm going to go ahead and utilize compost tea right over here in the barrels that I made out of Mexican sunflower and comfrey Bakken 14. So let me grab some. Okay, so here you go. I put some in the bucket here. So I need to fill this up with water to dilute it like 10 to 1. Okay, turned on my well pump. I got water coming in. So right now I'm putting water in the bucket of compost tea. I'm diluting it. I put enough in the bottom so when this fills up, it'll be somewhere around 8 to 10 to 1. Don't have to be specific. It could be 5 to 1, 10 to 1, whatever you have that you want to do. In my case, 8 to 10 to 1 is fine. Everything that I do is ish. I don't have to do it 100%, but it's going to go ahead and work really nice. So what I'm going to do with this is a 5-gallon bucket. Okay, just filled that up. Clean off my hands. Shut off the water. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this and pour it in there. Okay, that's about half of a 5-gallon bucket. There's about half. I got a little bit more. We're going to let that soak down a little bit. Looks like I got room for a little more in there. Room for a little bit more. Okay, notice I didn't measure. I just did it to the top, and you can see it on top. Now I got chips behind the counter. I'm going to put chips on there as soon as this goes down. If I put chips in there right now, the water's going to overflow. But let me go ahead and get some chips. I got some chips right here. Looks like I can start putting some in this one. Okay, that looks nice. And let me get a little bit more. Okay, got a little bit more chips in here. Go ahead and put that around it. Okay. Once again, don't have to be accurate. So I went ahead and repotted, added some compost, which in my case was aged horse manure, watered in with a 5-gallon bucket of compost tea, so now they're fertilized really good, and those roots will suck it in and start the process of making more roots and growing the plant. They're going to be healthy. And I put chips on the top to hold the moisture in. So that's it. This is transplanted. Now I'm going to go ahead and put it over where I put all my other plants, so it could be dripped in with drip irrigation. So let's get on with it. Okay, here comes that sun. All right, so I went ahead and brought these over to my drip irrigation where I have my other banana plants. You see I got my drip right here and it's dripping. I'm just going to stick that in. Okay, same thing with this. I'm putting it right down here by the drip irrigation. I know that that's the Namwah, and I know that this is the Cavendish just by the shape of it, but I'm going to come out here and put labels on them in a little bit, but for this video, here you go. They're repotted, they're composted, they're fertilized, they're watered, and now they're getting drip irrigation. And they'll be getting that every day until I go ahead and plant them. All I gotta do now is come back and put the labels on, but this concludes the video. Catch you later.